It's now time for the second half of the Lake Erie 150. No surprise as Glenn Galt Jr. jumps to the lead, Dave Heithaus falls back into second, with the 11 of Bob Weber battling Greg Hoover for the third position. Only a couple of laps into the second half, we have Bobby Henry getting turned around to spoil his top 5 run and bring out the caution. A few laps later, Rich Scorer is running fifth with Scott Wiley in the 47 side by side with George Scorer, who earlier in the race was spun out and went to the tail of the field. By lap 87, Will Thomas has gotten by Bob Weber to take over the 4th spot. On a lap 93 restart, Galt leads the field back to green with Hoover now in second place. Heithaus and Thomas are 3rd and 4th. Weber is 5th, followed by George Scorer. With its compound banking in the turns, this is what racing can be like at Lake Erie. On lap 104, Heithaus slips underneath Hoover to take over 3rd, with Thomas in 2nd place. Up front, the 32 of Galt is working lap traffic and has a substantial lead over Thomas. Under caution on lap 118, Hoover pits, nixing his solid run. So with Galt's huge lead gone, could he hold off Thomas, who has won many long-distance races? And don't forget about the 65 of George Scorer, who has raced his way back to the front after spinning early in the race. A few laps later, Heithaus starts to fall back through the field after running in the top 5 all night. Meanwhile, it's still Galt, Thomas, and Scorer, your top 3 as we hit lap 130. Another driver who has quietly been making his way to the top 5 is the 3 of Tommy Close. Here he tries Rich Scorer low to take away a position. Late in the race, Scorer works the outside of Thomas through turns 3 and 4 to move himself into 2nd place. Again, we have a caution with 7 laps to go. Could Scorer steal the win away from Galt, or could Thomas produce some magic to get by the duo? In a battle for 4th with only a couple of laps to go, Wiley is finally able to pass Weber for the spot. On the final lap, Chris Bullman spins. Scorer tries to close the gap, but Galt's Orange Blossom Special is too strong on this night.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Lake Erie 150.
Glenn Galt Jr. climbs from his machine to celebrate a well-deserved victory. Here's a look at your top 5. It's Glenn Galt Jr. followed by George Scorer, Will Thomas, and strong runs by Scott Wiley in 4th and Tommy Close in 5th. I caught up with the top 3 finishers after the race. Glenn, congratulations on the win. I know it's an advantage starting up front like that, but they couldn't close the gap on you even after the restarts.
No, I heard clear by 40 one time there. We had a heck of a car. I don't want to brag about it. We were kind of checking out on the field tonight. Car was just awesome. Everybody did a great job working on the car. It was just a lot of fun to come back here and run good at Lake Erie. Last year we were a 3rd to 5th place car at best, and it was a lot of fun to come back here and be fast again. And it's just a good year for us. We're leading the points in an Ohio-based series that we're running right now. Came to Lake Erie Speedway here and won their biggest race of the year. And I'm getting married this year, so it's a good year. We're off to a good start, and everybody knows it's my favorite racetrack. If you guys are running around the Erie area, you need to get out here. This is an awesome place. There's great racing every week, great people, and if you don't have a good time, come find me.
Now, with Will Thomas, George Scorer, yourself, and we could throw in Greg Hoover, I mean, you guys have raced against each other for years here, and obviously they were closing the gap with the restarts, but you must feel comfortable knowing you can trust the guy behind you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just listening to the distances between us, and every time we had a restart, I mean, they were backed up behind me, but then we'd pull them. So I was pretty comfortable that we were going to pull them. I mean, there was nobody on the back of me. It was just more of a thing of where it was 150 laps, it's a long race. Is the car going to last that long? A lot of stuff happens. I was actually losing my brakes, and with 7 laps to go, we had a caution, and I thought, I'm going to give this one away. I says, I don't have enough brakes to go. I don't have enough brakes. I was just going into the corner, not as deep, and just my foot's going down to the floor almost, and then I'm triggering off the corner, and it was good enough for 150 laps, and I just had a great time here tonight, and just real appreciative to be here right now.
George, that was quite a comeback after that early spin.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to pace ourselves the whole race and just try to stay out of trouble, but somehow trouble found us, and we had a battle. It was a tough battle from the back, but we got there, just ran out of tire at the end of the race, and that's the problem with not a problem with 150 laps. We put on a hell of a show for the fans tonight, and got to be proud of that, what we've been doing here this year.
And then, you know, for years we've seen these top three names here. I mean, maybe the running positions were different, but you guys, you put on quite a show, and thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, the competition at Lake Erie Speedway is tough. A couple cars get faster here and here, and I mean, you got great drivers in the Northeast. We besides Will Thomas, but I mean, these guys travel. We travel anywhere, and we're top 5 cars everywhere. So I mean, this is a tough place to race at, and I think it makes a good driver out of you here from here.
Will, you probably thought you caught a lucky break there when that one caution came out, and you got to close the gap, but you just couldn't quite catch them.
Yeah, I thought we had. I was really excited when the caution come out because I couldn't. The problem was I couldn't really run the strategy that I like to run in these long distance races. We were kind of boxed in. My car wasn't quite as good as what I wanted it to be in the first half, and once we made some adjustments on it, it really got good there for a while. And I just had to work too hard for the positions that I got, and nothing came easy. And when we got to second, I thought we were going to be all right. And then it's kind of out of tire. Started really getting free in. I was winding front braking it, just trying to help it out a little bit, and nothing really seemed to help it. But George Scorer got by me with probably 10 or 12 to go, and I thought he might have something for the 32, but he had a shot at him with 7 to go on a restart. And Glenn, he started second and drove a good race. Kept his nose clean. He had a really good car.
I see you're not running in Motordrome a whole lot, so what are you doing when you're not racing at Lake Erie?
Working on my race car. We've been, fortunately for us, this year's a little bit busier than it was last year for work. Last year I drove for a family out of Pittsburgh in their equipment the first half of the year, so that was a little bit easier because I drive down after work on Friday, and they already had the equipment stuff there. And I'm back driving my own equipment this year, and it's just hard to do 2 nights a week. I mean, the technology and the setups on these cars have advanced so much. I mean, it's not like you can just kind of go from one place to another and just change gear. And we won the championship here the last 2 years, and I'd like to be the only guy to three-peat this deal. And so we've kind of been trying to focus on that and kind of see how that goes.
Again, congratulations to Glenn Galt Jr. for his big win. And thanks to all of the drivers for putting on a great show. I know I certainly look forward to my next visit to Lake Erie Speedway. But coming up next, it's Heston Speedway's dirt driving experience. We'll be right back.